Why nobody goes to Hooters anymore? What an interesting title. If you don't know what Hooters is, yeah, I mean, Hooters is a location that, how do I put this? It's a restaurant that the women, they wear very short shorts. They usually wear tank tops with push-up bras. All right. That's the easiest way for me to put it. That's basically their whole motto. If you even look at the logo for Hooters, so if you look at the logo for Hooters, this is actually two tatas right here, all right? The eyes is areolas, and I'm sure you know the rest, all right? So, as you can see, that's basically what they have their business model around. Women flexing their bodies while serving chicken wings and nacho dip. So you may think to yourself, well, I'm sure they'll do great. Now, I mean, if that's what they doing, any other restaurant is doing good, I'm interested to see why they not doing good. I didn't know people weren't going to Hooters for real. But let's find out what's going on. Big shout out to Wikipedia. Okay.
Over 300,000 women have worn these orange shorts and tank tops since 1983 while serving chicken wings to dudes pretending they're coming for the sports atmosphere. These women worked as waitresses in a restaurant that literally started as an April Fool's joke between 6 Florida friends thinking it would be hilarious when their stupid idea failed. Plot twist, it didn't fail. It made them millionaires. It's like texting your ex "I miss you" as an April Fool's joke and ending up married with a mortgage. These accidental geniuses invented an entire category of restaurants called breastaurants, and I swear I'm not making this up. Your kids will learn about it in business school. They went from one joke restaurant to 420 locations worldwide. They defeated a $22 million lawsuit from the US government using methods so ridiculous that Congress started laughing. They even started their own airline because why not fly when you're already selling chicken wings? Today they're filing for bankruptcy because of one little mistake. And it's probably not what you think. It's not because of cancel culture or whatever your uncle blames everything on, so buckle up. Because this story is about to get more uncomfortable than your dad suggesting Hooters for your mom's birthday dinner. It is October 2025, and you are watching.
Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice that they was able to get rich and start a multi-million-dollar company all off of a joke? Like, I always hope my story may go like that. You know, like something I was like, oh, I don't really see where this is going. And now my whole last name, billionaires. Oh yeah, daddy, he was the owner of Paper Clips. Like, you know what I mean? I always thought about stuff like that. Like, wow.
Watching Wikipedia and holy orange shorts. We just crossed 10,000 subscribers. To all the new subscribers who just joined this beautiful disaster, welcome to your new favorite bad habit. You're now part of an elite group of people with questionable taste in
Bro, this man posted this 2 months ago and he had 10,000. He's at 50,000 subscribers now. Shout out to this brother right here.
YouTube content. Oh, and apparently YouTube added this new hype thing that's supposed to help small channels like mine compete with Mr. Beast. So if you think your boy did it for hitting 10K, all right, enough begging for internet validation.
Yo, the ads are so crazy.
Over 300,000 women have worn these orange shorts and tank tops since 1983 while serving chicken wings to dudes pretending they're coming for the sports atmosphere. 6 friends in Clearwater, Florida with 0 restaurant experience filed incorporation papers on April Fool's Day 1983. They literally chose April 1st because when it failed, they could say, "It was just a prank, bro." Their combined restaurant experience was eating at restaurants. That's it. And all they wanted, and I'm quoting them directly here, was a place they can't get kicked out of. That's the entire business plan. So they built their ultimate man cave. Cold beer, chicken wings, enough TVs to watch every sport simultaneously, and breasts. And no, not chicken breasts. I mean, you know, Hooters girls in orange shorts and tight white tank tops.
It's honestly not a bad idea though. Like when you think about it. Men love to watch sports. So you created a sports bar. Whole bunch of dudes. I said sports bra. Got me. Nah. But a whole bunch of dudes that's gonna want to watch sports. Now you have beer. Okay, you got men usually like to drink over sports. You got chicken wings. Men like to eat. And who doesn't like chicken wings? Then you throw ladies in there showing men a little some. I can see how they came up with this, and honestly, like putting all these pieces together, it's like, all right, that's not a bad business motto. You know? Married men stay out of Hooters. All right, y'all. So this week, I want to give a special shout out to one of my subscribers, Is Lahak Lick. Yeah, y'all can see her name right here. She says she basically supports the channel. She actually has made money playing games on her phone. The games are actually fun, and she enjoys them. She feels guilty playing games at work and at home. Again, this is not somebody I know personally. This is one of my viewers. You can see by the message, right? She made $100 and also $25. Now, I mean, just playing games on phone. All right, so try it out. See if it's for you. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. I say that all the time. Y'all ask me, is this real? I'm showing y'all real life people that have DM'd me saying they have made some money. If you have made some money, send me a DM. Now, I mean, just like this young lady did, and I'll put you in my video, all right? Yo, if you want to try it out, click the link in the description below, the link in the comment section. I always leave the links in my descriptions, all right? So try it out for yourself. It's an easy side hustle just to make some extra money just playing games with your thumbs. All right, so anyways, y'all, back to the video.
In 1983, they found the perfect location for their terrible idea, a rundown former nightclub on Gulf to Bay Boulevard. This place was so cursed, it had killed more restaurants than Gordon Ramsay's reviews. But instead of running away like sensible humans, these madmen bought it on the cheap and built an actual graveyard with tombstones for all the dead restaurants that failed there before them. Meanwhile, co-founder Ed Drosty was conducting some very professional market research at a local bikini contest. He spotted 22-year-old Lynn Austin. This man walked up to a stranger at a bikini contest and said, "You're going to be world famous with Hooters," which, out of context, sounds like either a threat or a pickup line that should get you pepper sprayed. But Austin actually believed this random guy's pitch. She quit her stable phone company job to serve wings for $5 an hour. Remember this woman's name because she's about to accidentally save this entire ridiculous operation. On October 4th, 1983, the first Hooters opened its doors in Clearwater. The first few weeks were about as successful as my dating life, which is to say, completely dead. But these 6 Florida men had a secret weapon. Absolutely zero shame and possibly a direct line to the luck gods. Ed Drosty kicked off their marketing strategy by squeezing into a giant chicken costume and running through traffic. But Drosty wasn't done. When a boat sank near Clearwater, normal people called the Coast Guard. Drosty grabbed spray paint and swam out to tag Hooters on the wreck. He literally turned a naval tragedy into free advertising. And remember Lynn Austin? She became Playboy's Miss July 1986. Suddenly, Hooters was in every teenage boy's hidden magazine stash across America. That's marketing money can't buy. Oh, and there's one marketing stunt coming that's so catastrophically stupid it ended in a lawsuit. But I'm saving that disaster for later, because we are still in the 80s now. By 1993, just 10 years after the April Fool's prank, they hit 100 restaurants and $200 million in sales. $200 million in revenue from selling essentially the same things every sports bar sells, with one difference: the uniform. Those orange shorts were generating millions per square inch of fabric. This explosive success spawned a legion of copycats with names that sound like a 13-year-old search history. You have Melons, Mugs and Jugs, and Knockers. The term breastaurant became an actual business category. By 1995, Hooters claimed they were to wings what McDonald's was to burgers. And these copycats were the "we have McDonald's at home" of restaurants. I can hear you whispering behind your screen now, saying, this is going suspiciously good. What could go wrong? And that's a very good question, my dear smart viewers. By the early 90s, Hooters discovered that building a business on orange shorts might attract some legal attention. Feminist groups looked at Hooters like I look at my credit card statement, with horror and disbelief. Lawsuits started dropping. The 1993 Minnesota case was particularly spicy. 3 ex-waitresses claimed the work environment was more hostile than a Twitter comment section. Without getting my video demonetized, let's just say The workplace culture needed adjustments. Their attorney demanded Hooters change its name and cover up its servers. You're basically asking them to delete their entire business model. But wait, these lawsuits were just the tutorial level. The main course of legal disaster was about to be served by the actual U.S. government. The bigger war.
I'm mad. I'm like really interested in this right now. Like I'm really like learning the history of Hooters. You know, they always say if you want to really become like intelligent, just learn random stuff. You know, like just to be interesting is to know just random interesting stuff. And this is one of those moments because I'm like, I would have never thought I'd be sitting here learning how Hooters started. You know what I mean? Or how it's going bankrupt now, whatever.
Was with the US EEOC. These are the people who make sure nobody discriminates at work. In 1991, someone at the EEOC was having a slow day and decided, wait a minute, where are all the male Hooters girls? Hooters had this crazy policy where men could be cooks, managers, bartenders, but not Hooters girls, which, given the name, seems obvious. Like it's literally called Hooters girl, not Hooters person, but the EEOC wasn't having it. After 4 years of investigation, 4 years of your tax dollars investigating orange shorts, they declared in 1995 that, and I quote, no physical trait unique to women is required to serve food, which is true. They demanded Hooters pay $22 million to disappointed male applicants whose dreams of being Hooters girls were crushed by biology and corporate policy. $22 million is a lot of money and it could break the peak of the business. Well, let me explain how they turned getting sued by the government into their best marketing campaign ever. Instead of quietly settling like a normal company, Hooters spent $1 million on what I can only describe as the greatest comeback in.
This world is so weird. Like, it's so weird. Like, what do you mean you basically got sued because you didn't hire men at a place where there's Hooters girls, and there's guys that's like, well, I want to work at Hooters. Like, why the guys can't have stuff and the girls have their thing? So question, should women start suing the NFL because none of them made the team? Nah, that's something we just kind of understand, that this is a man's league. There's a role that's being played as Hooters girls at Hooters. It's appeasing to a certain crowd. Why can't that just be the thing? Why does everybody have to be included in everything? Well, we want to wear little tight shorts too and push-up bras. Why can't we do that? Why is this in a car? I don't know. I might be getting old. You ever had that moment where you just like, I might be getting old? Because things is changing so much to the point I'm just like, man, my thought process is getting outdated.
Corporate history. They hired a burly, hairy dude named Vince and put him in the full Hooters girl uniform. Then came Operation Save Our Jobs, which sounds like a military operation, but was actually 100 Hooters girls invading Washington, D.C. These women were handing out free food to anyone with a pulse and a press badge. Public opinion did a complete 180. The EEOC went from righteous defenders of equality to the fun police trying to put hairy men in short shorts. By 1996, the EEOC basically said, you know what, never mind, and moonwalked out of the courtroom. They dropped everything. They entered the 2000s like a champion boxer who just won by punching the referee himself. By 2003, Hooters had more than 400 locations, and someone at corporate had apparently mixed Red Bull with spicy chicken wings because they announced, we're starting an airline. Hooters Air was real, and it was spectacular. They put Hooters girls in orange shorts at 30,000 feet where it's colder than your ex's heart. The routes? Perfect for cheating husbands. Atlanta to Myrtle Beach. Honey, it was the only available flight. Yeah, sure, Kevin. After burning $40 million in 3 years, Hooters Air crashed in 2006. Not the
Yo, your husband's getting on Hooters Airlines. Ladies, y'all allowing that? Y'all allowing your husband? Yo, Frontier was booked. Delta was booked. American Airlines was booked. Babe, the only ticket I was left, we got to get there. You know what I mean? Hooters Airlines. My son getting served tatas. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep it clean.
Planes, thankfully, just the business. But plot twist. While their airline was failing at altitude, their restaurants were printing money at sea level. By 2008, Hooters was pulling $500 million annually. One busy location could make $3 million a year, selling 200,000 wings. They were literally unstoppable. Survived the government, failed at flying, but still swimming in cash. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, right. That marketing stunt I mentioned that became a lawsuit. It's time for the Toyota incident, and trust me, it's dumber than starting an airline. In 2001, a Florida Hooters manager wakes up and chooses violence. He announces a contest. Whoever sells the most beer in a month wins a brand new Toyota. These waitresses went feral. One waitress, Jody Berry, turned into the Michael Jordan of beer sales. She was moving product like Walter White, except legal and with better shorts. April Fool's Day comes, and Jody wins. The manager blindfolds her, which should have been red flag number 1. They lead her to the parking lot. She's probably already picked her license plate, Beer Queen, or something equally tragic. Blindfold comes off. She's staring at a toy Yoda. No, not Toyota, toy Yoda. This green piece of plastic that probably came free with a Happy Meal somewhere. Jody did what any reasonable American would do. She sued them. They settled out of court for an undisclosed amount, but reports say it was enough for her to buy any Toyota she wanted. By 2010, the restaurant started to see sales stagnate and locations close. They hadn't changed anything. In fact, they'd improved the service and food quality over the years. So what went wrong? Can you guess? Yes, you, the viewer who is watching me right now while probably eating something you shouldn't be. If you haven't figured out why, let your favorite YouTuber, Wikipedia, explain. After 2010, the world was changing fast. The new generation, millennials, they're just different. Okay, Wee, and what does that have to do with Hooters? Well, I'm trying to keep this family friendly, but there's no other way to say this. Let me tell you about a certain adult website that rhymes with corn tub. This totally legitimate research website released data showing that people ages 18 to 24 were searching for, let's say, chest content significantly less than older generations. They were more into things like authentic connections and emotional availability. Disgusting, I know. In response, Hooters tried marketing more heavily on fantasy football leagues and game day promotions, figuring cleavage wasn't the draw. Between 2012 and 2016, the number of Hooters restaurants in the US dropped by more than 7%, and same-store sales flatlined harder than my heart rate during cardio. Desperate times called for desperate measures.
Wait, so is he saying that it's because people are less freaky? Like people are looking for deeper connections? Because I'd beg to damn differ. I would think in today's time, there's more hornballs than anything else looking for a cheap way to see some legs. You know what I mean? Like, I would think Hooters is $1 billion company in 2026. The amount of dudes out here just being freaky, women out here just being freaky and love to see some skin. I think Hooters is a, $1 billion company right now.
Measures. Hooters tried everything. They modernized the decor. They added salads to the menu. Salads at Hooters. That's like adding a library to a nightclub. In 2017, they launched Hoots. And no, I'm not making this up. Hoots was Hooters without the Hooters. Both men and women wore normal t-shirts and khaki shorts. But trust me, it gets even more desperate from here. In 2021, after years of trying to appeal to families and women, Hooters management had a meeting where someone said, you know what? Let's do the exact opposite of everything we just tried. They introduced new uniform shorts that violated several laws of physics. These weren't shorts. They were a philosophical question about the minimum amount of fabric required to technically be clothing. The Hooters girls immediately went to TikTok. The videos blew up so hard that within 72 hours, Hooters announced the new uniforms were optional. Meanwhile, while Hooters was having their fabric shortage crisis, Buffalo Wild Wings quietly stole their crown.
Homies, let me ask y'all a question. Would y'all date a girl working at Hooters? Like real life. And then before you, know what I mean, what if you met her at Hooters? I think if you meet her at Hooters, you gotta let her do her job. You can't meet her at Hooters and be like, I'm not comfortable with your job. You met me here. Like, you literally met me here. Now, if you got a girl and she just needs a job and she decides Hooters is an option, yeah, I'm not with it. I'm not with it at all. You know what I mean? I'm not with you doing a job like that. You know what I mean? I'm just not with it. It's just too close. You know, it's you're smart enough to do something else, like where you could use your brains instead of having to flex your thigh meat. You know, that's just how I personally feel. Fellas, how y'all feel? I know some dudes just don't care. I'm not mad at you either, but I do want to know in the comment section down below.
As America's wing champion. How? By using this revolutionary business strategy called selling good wings. So here we are, 2025, and America's Gen X beloved Hooters is filing for bankruptcy. How did we get here? Surprisingly, the big reason is not what we mentioned before, although that played a role. The real villain? Private equity. Let me explain private equity like you're 5. Imagine your lemonade stand makes $10 a day. Private equity comes in, buys your stand with borrowed money, then makes you pay back that loan from your $10. Now, you're making $10 but owe $15. Congratulations, you're broke, but they're rich. That's private equity. In 2019, they blessed Hooters with $376 million in debt. Debt from literally just existing under new ownership. Then, inflation showed up like an uninvited relative. Wings became more expensive than therapy. Beer prices jumped higher than a cat seeing a cucumber. In early 2025, exactly after their 42nd anniversary, Hooters filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Happy 42nd anniversary, here's your bankruptcy papers. Now, Chapter 11 isn't we're dead bankruptcy, it's give us a minute to figure this out bankruptcy. Think of it like hitting pause on a video game when you're about to lose. Here's how it works. The judge basically becomes your financial therapist. The company keeps running, wings keep frying, orange shorts keep, shorting? But they get to pause their debt payments and sell stuff to raise cash. As of mid-2025, about 200 US restaurants and 60 international locations will remain open, so loyal customers can breathe easy, the orange shorts aren't going extinct. And you know what? This whole Hooters disaster has inspired me. I'm opening my own restaurant. Introducing We Wings. Where the wings are mid, the service is questionable. Instead of orange shorts, our servers wear full winter parkas and ski masks.
Shout out to my boy Weepedia. This is a very interesting video. I would have never caught myself. I would have never believed that I would have caught myself watching a documentary on Hooters. You know what I mean? It was actually very interesting. I feel like the business model, just from a standpoint of trying to get men in the location, I feel like it is a good business model. You know, I'm actually surprised it's not doing better today than he's saying it's doing, because people are so freaked out nowadays, looking for a cheap way to see somebody and not have to ask them to wear some short. You could just go into a place where everything is short, you know? So I'm a little surprised by that. Comment down below. What do y'all think about this? Was this interesting? You know what I mean? Or did I just fumble on this video? You know what I mean? I was going to watch this video regardless, but I was like, I want to watch it with y'all. So, you know, somebody find it interesting. Anyways, y'all, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications and all that good stuff, man. Ladies, have you ever worked at Hooters? And if you have, what kind of experiences did you have? Like, what was like one of the worst things that has happened like while you was working at Hooters? Or maybe one of the best things. What was one of your biggest tips? Like, were there a lot of returning customers? I really want to know these things. Comment down below. But anyways, y'all, if you want to make some extra money playing games on your phone, you got to do is click the link in the description below, link in the comment section. These apps are literally paying people just to play games on your phone. It's crazy every time I think about it. So try it out. See if it's for you. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But if you catch yourself making money, make your money. Until next time, y'all, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie. I'm out of here, man. Peace.